I don't want to say that we don't use toric lenses anymore. We do. The advantage of this is that we can. Toric lenses do have. I mean, John, what's the percentage? How many of them can actually rotate? It's a percentage that
Yeah,
can't rotate.
I don't know the exact number, but it can happen.
Yeah.
But there's a limit to, and there is a real limit to how much you can get with the light adjustable lens. So in
Hmm.
higher corrections, we definitely use a toric lens, or we use a femtosecond laser. Quite frankly, it was something that was kind of a little slow. I was a skeptic, to be honest with you, and I was part of the original investigational team many years ago, and I just never saw it as solving any sort of problem that I had in reality. So we were kind of late to say, all right, this makes sense. Well, I've really come around. I've totally changed our opinion on that. I guess we can just talk about technique. We can tell what we do. I use the Lens AR laser, and it's like 30% of our patients
Hmm.
will have a small amount of astigmatism, and then we'll give them a better correction because of that. We'll use it with the LAL patients because it gives you a really nice, round, consistent capsulotomy, in which, again, is just part of the whole high tech way in which we do this. So we're using the laser, and the patients really like that. And we use it to mitigate astigmatism so that we cut it down to size, no pun intended, so that the LAL can get the rest. So we incorporate other technologies to make that possible. And FLACS has been one of them. And so I'd say it's about 30% of our patients actually now end up getting FLACS.
Yeah, and that's been a big practice builder for us too, just financially as well. I mean, it's not as expensive, for patients who do want a premium outcome, but they don't want to maybe jump to the LAL. But in the LAL, I mean, keep in mind that there are a finite number of macromers in that lens. So patients, I think our cutoff is about 1.25 diopters of corneal astigmatism. We will do, with the Ally system, AKs to debulk the corneal cylinder as much as possible. That leaves your macromer reserve, so you have more ability to go up or down if you need to. And so using that to our advantage, it just gives us way more wiggle room. And so, for instance, patients who have a lot of corneal astigmatism, let's say they have like 2.5 diopters, that's outside of the range of the LAL. Technically, you might be able to get it, but it is definitely technically outside of the range. If you can debulk that, you're going to give yourself just so much more workability, and that just leaves the customization on the table.
I
So
think that's a really nice way to talk about the technology. And isn't it great to think of all the technologies we've used over time, and they find clever ways to interact with one another and really maximize the benefits? I think that's pretty fun to see how that's evolved over since 2011 when all the femtos came out.